How did we get this value? Hope all of you can see my screen, right? Yes. Yes, Shraddha, you're correct. Shraddha is correct. And how about others? Only one response. Soundarya is correct. Swarna is correct. So what is the filter context? What is the filter? How did this value got arrived? So this is a matrix visual. So how did this value got arrived? What is the initial filter context of this particular cell? See, guys, I'll tell you one thing, whether you attend class or not, right? Whether you join or punctual, this is not a government company, right? Punctuality, all the things. How fast you are absorbing that matters a lot. If you say, but if you give answer, then you are ready for interview. We have lot of sources, okay, to place you. Are you ready for the interview? Or can you, I don't want you to, learn jazzy fancy stuff. Just the basic funda, if you are clear, that is enough. Okay. So we all managers, director level, what we expect is he having good analytical thinking? And also, if this guy is going to, does this person is having a passion to sit late night and go extra mile in exploring the data or doing innovation. This is what they expect. What value additions? Everybody is expecting value addition, not punctuality or regularly or attending the class. Or that doesn't matter. Okay. So what value addition you can give? So that's the basic thing. What company says, right? Okay, you come to office daily or punctually. Yeah, you are supposed to come because you are paid, right? That is what management they say. If you don't come regularly, if you take frequently, then you are taking a toll on your career. That's a basic thing, right? Fine. But what value you can add? You tell me that. That is what customers are asking. This is what the management is expecting from us. Innovation, innovation, innovation. Yeah, yes, Naresh, right? Correct. See, if you don't, if you miss out the class, I don't care. Okay. But at the end of the day, let's say you have some personal reason. You join today. And if I ask questions, but if you give, that's fine. So I'm not a professor. I'm not your manager, right? Why we are asking is to help you to kindle your thought, right? So creativity, right? Innovation. Think about it. So tell me how you got this value. That is what I'm asking. 5,351. We discussed in the last session, right? Tell me how we got this 5,351. How this value got displayed here, how it got displayed in this matrix. See, I have dropped a location column, name column. So this is a column name. And I have second one is, this is not a column name. So, the second one is the category. Okay, category. Okay, this is not the category. In the category column, I have some beverages, dairy, fruits, all the things are there. Okay, location name and category. So location name I dropped in the rows field in the matrix, and the category column I dropped in the columns field, and sales I dropped in the values field. How this value got arrived? Excellent, right? Total sales from Hyderabad, only daily. Very good, right? So the moment you drop it, what it does, the filtering automatically. These are the default filtering, right? See, if I drop a sales and a matrix visual or table visual, what value we get? If I drop a sales column into a matrix visual or table visual, what value will I? I'll get a single value, right? Sum of total sales. That's all. But in addition to that, if I drag and drop a text column, importantly, the categorical column, like location name, what it does, it gives me the breakdown of my total sales. Out of the total sales, look here, what is the total sales here? 4,56,000, 4,56,140. Out of which, in Hyderabad location, the dairy category, how much sales we made, right? So the filter is, the default filters are location equal to Hyderabad and dairy equal to this. It gives me the value here, right? I'll just go here and I took another file here. I have opened another file. So here the matrix visual. How I got this value here? 1 second. Okay, okay, that is a different thing, right? Okay, here even in this case, I don't have the table columns. Let me do one thing. In the PowerPoint, I mentioned about that. But when I searched, I forgot the table file. Okay, here, all store.pdx. This is not much helpful. I'll just close this because in this case, if you work with only one file, you will not learn much. I will open, let me see if this one has. And this one is waste. Let me just close this one. I'll just check another file. In the meanwhile, here we have all the tables. Good. So here I have more than one table is there. So I was showing this one in the PowerPoint. Look here, I'm going to click on the matrix visual. And here what I do is I just go with the product dimension, double product dimension. Yeah, let us start with this example. Here we have location name. Okay, dim location. Do I have dim location here? No, I don't have dim location. Better we will load that file here. And here I just use the dim location. Dim location XLX file. And here if you click on the check mark next to this, I'm going to hit load. Location is a very simple file. Sheet 1 is our dim location. Ideally, you should give the name, the default name as the Excel file name, right? Not the sheet name. Okay, location here. I just expand this one. Oh my God, this is another painful thing. I just go here and then get data. So not the get data, transform data. We need to promote the column header. So row header to column header, right? Dim location and go to the transform ribbon and use first row as it is. Click on use first row as it is. Location key, location name, right? That's all. We are done and I just close and apply. I just dropped the location name column here in this matrix visual. And the next one is the sales fact table. Okay, this time I'm using sales fact table, fact and dimension table. Okay, here I just drop the sales amount. This is the one I used it in my PowerPoint. Font size. Okay, location. So if I just drop the sales column alone, what will happen? Sales amount alone. It gives me the total sales, only one value. But by the time when I drop text column, the category column into the rows field, it gives me automatically the total sales breakdown by each location automatically. So the total sales, in this total sales, how much total sales we made in Bangalore, each location. Here we have some blank value. There are some issue with the connecting. Let me do the relationship or something else. And here we can see that, yeah, here the filtering is happening. Look here, the dim location and the sales fact table got linked automatically. So even if you become data scientist, don't think, they will give you only model thing, right? So there are certain tasks like this, you need to do it. So when you are free at office, they will make sure that whether you are occupied or not. So sometimes, right, they will ask you to create the report. Look here. So here we have some issue is there. Maybe in the transaction table, some blank value is there. Okay, in here, right? So in the sales fact table, let it be there. Let us ignore the first record. So we able to get. So now if I go ahead and drop the category column, where is the category? Category is not there here. I will just load the category here. So here also we need to promote the column. Right, row header, we need to promote it to column header because the default column names are column 1, column 2, right? That doesn't make any sense. Let me do one thing here. I just sales data is nothing but our dim category dimension. And here use first row as header. This is the one. Look here, category in category got promoted to row header. Sorry, column header. Okay. And now I will drag and drop the category column here. That is what we have seen it in this slide. So now the single matrix consists of the columns from 3 different tables. And where is category? Dim category. Yeah, here is loaded. Yeah, the category column, I just drop it here in the columns. Okay. So we have some issue here. Let me just go here and see what is the problem here. And here we are missing relationship. If you get this error, just click on fix this again, right? You will see when you if you don't see anything, you need to click on fix this and then read the message. Okay, you should be very good at troubleshooting. Okay, don't panic if you don't get it. There is a missing relation between this. Use auto detect. So I'm going to click on auto detect. Let us see what happens. No relationship was detected. Even then, it is not able to do it. Click on the model view now and go and see why nothing is there here. So here we have 1 second. You need to scroll towards the extreme left, right? It will not be available even though you loaded into the Power BI desktop, the table, okay? And here, so here the custody, yeah, here the category ID is there and cat ID is there, right? Since these two column names are different, it is not able to deduct the relationship between the two tables automatically. But we know very well the category ID is nothing but cat ID. I created it explicitly. Now I just go back here. Look here. Now it shows the perfect data, right? So I'll drop the category column again for you. Columns, I just drop it. Now you can see that now we get the breakdown of sales by location, by category. We are able to get it. And if you see Hyderabad, 5,351 in the dairy segment, right? In the dairy category, in Hyderabad, we made 5,351 rupees, the total sales. Okay, the total sales we made. It's, we have 6 month data. For the 6 month or the last 6 months, we made this much of total, money in this Hyderabad dairy category. Okay. But somebody is asking how much total sales we made in dairy alone. 4,03,000, right? So out of all the things, the dairy seems to be more, right? No, yeah, looks more. And this is the topmost category, which contributing more to the total revenue. Okay. So now you understood what is initial filter context. So now simply if you drag and drop a text column along with the numeric value, it gives me the breakdown automatically. So it simply tells us the location name. Look here, this is what is happening behind the scene. Since we are using multiple, right? Look here is a product dimension table, calendar dimension, location dimension. The location dimension, it's Hyderabad, location equal to Hyderabad. And if you have a slicer, right? In the slicer, if you use August month, so bang in the Hyderabad, August month, specific product, how much sales we made. So ice cream, August, or Bangalore, all the three filters are applied on this table. Okay, in the Excel file, how do you apply the filter? I taught you in the last session, right? But we don't have to explicitly apply the filter. It takes care of it automatically. Just that is because we have created the relationship between all these three tables. If you don't have the relationship, we get the error. We got the error, right? So make sure that you have created the relationship correctly. And then if you drop it, what will happen is behind the scene for each row, right, it applies the filter automatically. So in the Bangalore, the dairy category, how much total sales we made. In Bangalore, in beverages, how much total sales we made. Similarly, in Delhi, dry fruits, how much total sales we made. In dairy, how much total sales. It gives me the breakdown automatically. So this one comes from dim location table and all the remaining four, right? So sorry. These three, four, right? So category column. The category column comes from dim category dimension table. This one comes from location dimension table. The values are coming from sales fact table. So three different tables, or we have columns. We have used it here. So what happens is these three tables have the relationship created. So it goes if from the location name table. It filters your sales fact table, and similarly the category dimension table filters your sales fact table. But if you look at the model here, the category and say dim category and sales fact table have no direct relationship, right? Can you see any? No. The category dimension table filter the product dimension table, and product dimension filter your sales fact table. We don't have direct relationship exists between category dimension, sales fact table. Okay, the category dimension is filtering your sales fact table via your product dimension table. So end of the day, this is what filtering is all about. Your category dimension is filtering your this table, and this table is filtering this table. Okay. And location, the location dimension table is directly filtering your sales fact table. Okay. So location name and the category name, it goes to this table, and it goes and filters for each category and for each corresponding location. It applies the sum on the sales, total sales you are seeing. That's all. This is what initial filter content. In the case of matrix, the row and column serves as a filter. And in addition to that, you can have the slicer to do the filter everything. Okay, I have shown you the last session how to use the slicer everything, right? What do you mean by filter context and how many types of filter contexts are there? Filter context in DAX is nothing but filters. How many types of filters? Set of filters. We have row level, column level, slice and filter that we can use, and also using DAX functions, calculation. We have some calculate function and filter function and the manual filter, right? Filter pane also you can apply the filter, okay? Filter, but here, sorry, here the filter context in DAX, we are applying filters in set of values of columns or tables using DAX calculation, which is known as filter context. In a DAX, which one will execute first, filter context or row context? The filter context. Filter context applies on top of other contexts such as row context or vertical. Supposing you wanted to go from your home to office, right? So you know multiple routes to reach out to your office, and you know very well which route is shortcut, right? So what you do is you just you have 10 routes are there, you filter of all the 10 routes which route is uh, which route will take you to your office quickly, right? And so the first you apply the filter. So right, by default we apply the filter as a human, right? Even in this case, and then we will start go to office, right? So filter context something like, right, we are choosing the the shortcut, right? So it apply the nothing but the subset of the data, right? Such as a row, and then the row context will work. So the question is whether filter context or row context, which one will execute? Filter context will execute first. Okay, next one is what is the difference between evaluation context and filter context? Filter context is part of my evaluation context, okay? It's a type of evaluation. What is applied as part of the filter? All the row level filter, column level filter, slicers, filters, on-screen visual, like the slicer and including calculate function, okay? What is the difference between implicit and explicit filter context? The implicit is the row level, column level. Did I write any program for this? Right? No. In Bangalore, give and dairy category, how much sales happening? Can you give me that? No, right? This is your implicit filter context. The default filter context. Explicit filter context, nothing like I'm going to use a calculate function using which I'm going to apply the filter, or I'm going to use a filter function using which we apply the filter. Look here, explicit filter means calculate where specifically adds or removes some column filters, rules to and from the filter context. Okay. What is query context? So apart from filter context and row context, we have something else called query context. Query context is nothing but the combination of row and filter context. That's all. Okay. So filter context filters the data, it does not iterate, and the row context iterates the table, but it does not filter. So this is the difference between these two. But both of them, you can use it together. Filter context and row context can, we can use it both, okay? Common table experience are not generally supported working direct query, and a quick workaround for this would be rewrite your query with subquery. Okay, I don't know why I put that one. Okay, next one is the filter functions. Okay, so before we jump in here, filter functions, right? Filter in the in the filter function we have something called calculate table, filter, all of that. These are the different most frequently used popular filter related DAX functions. Okay. So first we will understand what is calculate function. Calculate is a very simple but yet powerful or robust function in DAX, using which you can add a filter context, modify a filter context. You can override the existing filter context using the calculate function. It's very, very helpful function. See, there are functions in DAX, we cannot use it directly, right? You need to invoke those functions using calculate. You remember, we have used the use relationship function and cross filter function as part of data modeling. How many of you remember that? Use relationship. So use relationship function, cross filter function, you cannot use it directly, these two functions. It requires another function, okay, to call, to invoke this function. So that is nothing but calculate function. So the first argument for the calculate is expression, and it is mandatory. And second one is the rest of them are optional. The filter one, filter, you can apply n number of filters, but the filter can be the combination of these three. It can be a Boolean, or table filter or filter modification functions. Okay. So calculate function DAX evaluates an expression in a modified filter context. That is the main objective of using calculate function. There are two parts here, aggregation and the filter. So the expression, right, we do some kind of aggregation and we apply filter. For example, I want to see in Bangalore, I want to filter the given data by Bangalore. Okay, you take only Bangalore data, subset of the data, and then you apply sum. Expression is kind of a sum of function, right? Sum of sales, sum of quantity. So apply the sum on the Bangalore city alone, right? So in this case, the filter gets modified with the modified filter context. What is the total sales? That you can obtain it using calculate function. You can use Boolean filter or table filter functions. Okay, next question is why calculate is so popular or most frequently used DAX. So in the interview, when they ask you what are the DAX functions that you used, you tell them first calculate. Okay, you tell them all the aggregation functions, right? Just to tell them that you know many, right? You can tell them I know count x, count AX function, distinct count rows, and I know count AX also. Apart from this, some functions, sum x function, average A, average X functions. And also I know calculate. Calculate is very important. They'll think, oh, this guy has some marketing skills, right? So even though they have less, they show more. That's how you tell. Okay, so in the calculate function also use this very important function. If you tell them that you do not know calculate function, they will try to cut short the discussion. They'll say, they'll ask another one question. They say, okay, we'll get back to you. Okay. This is very important function. Okay. So using the calculate function, you can modify the filter context of the expression. What is the expression? Sum of sales. Sum of sales, I have used a measure. Let's say, in the total sales equal to sum of sales. So total sales is nothing but your um, measure. When you drop the measure into a in a visual, okay, what will happen? So if it will give you the totals, only one value, right? Only one value. So you want to modify that, total sales, but for that we use a calculate function. The calculate function, you can use some filter context, right? So using which also it can override the already existing filter context with the new one. See, you can modify and you can override the existing filter context. And if there are no filter context exist, you can add a new filter context. Okay. So according to the filter condition specified. So this is an example for the calculate function. Look here, the first argument is an expression. Second one is the filter condition. So in this case, I want to find out the total sales. Where? In UK. If I simply give totals, what will happen? It has to find out the total sales in my entire table. My table has this 100 million records already. It takes a lot of time. Instead, if you use a filter condition, what will happen? First, it goes and filter the data set, take only the UK related data, and then it finds out the total sales. The same way we human do it, right? If I give you 10 papers full of transactions, okay, so and if I ask you, hey, the first paper is USA, second paper is UK, and third paper is contains Australia related transaction and so on. So and if I ask you, hey, you need to find out the if you help me to find out the total sales in UK alone, that is more than what you do. Out of all the 10 papers, you take only the UK related paper. That is a filtering. First, you filter the data, right? You take the relevant data, which is nothing but the filter, and then you find out the total sales. So that is how behind the scenes smartly the DAX functions finds it. First, it filters the data, and if it once it filters the data, and if it applies the sum, it will not take much time, right? Even the aggregation function is also very expensive function, okay? And if you apply this function on a smaller set of data, the performance will be faster. So in that kind of situation, we use the Boolean filters. This is mandatory. This is optional. The second one, either without any filter also, this one will work, but this is mandatory. You need to specify, okay? So the more mandatory and Boolean, this is a Boolean filter because you are using equal sign, the country equal to only when this condition is true for those set of records, it will apply the sum of sales. Okay. And the next one is this is called a Boolean filter. Next one is also a Boolean filter, but in this case, we have two Boolean filters. See, in this case, which one will get executed first? The filter context. It apply the filter context, right? Within this modified filter context, it will evaluate this expression. That is what this definition tells. It can modify the filter context of the expression. What is my expression? Total sales I need to find out. It modifies this filter, the expression within this filter context. In this filter condition, you give me the total. Don't give me the total sales, right? But right, so here the filter gets applied and then only total sales, right? First this one get evaluated. But in this case, we have two filter contexts, right? Filters, country code, United Kingdom, quantities. Now you tell me of these two, which one will get evaluated first? Both of them are optional, but still, which one will get evaluated first? The innermost will get, evaluated first, and then the outermost. Correct? Yeah, the innermost filter will get evaluated first. First, it goes and filters out United Kingdom, and within the United Kingdom, quantity is greater than 10, right? It does like this. So first, this filter will get applied, and then the second one will get applied. Okay, this is the first filter, second filter. First, you go and take up the United Kingdom related paper, like how we do, right? Within that paper, find out, those transactions, the quantity is more than 10. You take out only those record and find out the total sales, right? So the same way here also, and out of your, let's say 100 million records data in your sales W04 table, it takes the only United Kingdom data. Within that United Kingdom data, the next filter is you take only those quantity we sold, those transactions where we sold more than 10 units, that record alone you take it, and then you apply the total sales. Understood? So the innermost filter will get applied first, and then the outermost, innermost, outermost, and then only this one will get evaluated. So the expression will get evaluated after applying the filter only. So this is the last thing will get calculated. Okay. Next one is, okay, instead of using the equal sign, we have something called filter function to filter the table. Okay, so both of them are same, right? Country equal to United Kingdom. You're also United Kingdom. Okay, forget about this one. Yeah, country equal to this one, and this one also same. So total sales, how much total sales we made in United Kingdom. But here, instead of using country code United Kingdom, we are using this inside a filter function. Filter is also an iterative function. Remember this, not only the function ends with X are called as iterating function. There is an exception to it. The filter function is also an iterating function. It is a table filter expression. So as I told you in the last session, the first argument is supposed to be a table name. The filter function applies the filter on this table, with this expression, right? So if it goes and the table, that's why it's called a table filter a function, right? So it will filter the data in the table with United Kingdom, and then the total sales will, the sum function will get applied on this set of records. For example, in United Kingdom, you have just 4 records. In the 4 records, you have all the columns, including sales column. So, it takes all the 4 records of United Kingdom out of your 100 million record, and then it applies the sum on the sales column. Okay. So in this case also, first the filter function will get evaluated. Now the question is, using the filter function also, we can apply a filter. Using the filter expression like this, also we can, what is the difference between these two? So it depends on the context, okay? So, and there are some questions, it may pop up in your mind. So can I use Boolean expression to filter the data, or can I use filter? Which one is better? So there is not much difference between these two practically, right? It all, performance when it comes to which one is faster. It all depends on the type of the data model or how you have designed your data model and so on. Okay, so it all depends on that one. But both of them does the same job. Okay. Okay, next one is, yeah, can I use the combination of filter as well as Boolean? Yes, that is also possible. You can use the mix of both, okay? Filter as well as the Boolean expression also, you can use it, okay, separately, okay? You can, with the combination of that, you can use it, okay? And your total sales quantity is greater than 10. And can you send someone to tell me, is this the correct way of writing the DAX query? It's the calculate function. So in this case, which one will get evaluated first? Yes, you are correct. Which one, which one will be done first? Which action will be done first here? Will it to find out the total sales blindly? Or before that, what it will do? No, no, not the location. What about other? Yes, Soundarya, you are correct. Shraddha and Soundarya, you are correct. Kavya, you are correct. The innermost filter, we have more. By guys, please wake up. Okay. So the innermost, so this is a filter, this is a filter, right? This is a expression, this is a sum of sales. So this is a kind of filtering condition greater than 10. Don't do total sales for all the records. Filter only those records we have quantities greater than 10 and the location equal to Hyderabad. See this one, this is a very simple common thing which we do it in SQL query also. Guys, don't think I'm a data scientist. This is out of context. So as a data scientist, yes, if the data is available in SQL database, what you do? Most of the data are in SQL Server or Oracle or RDBMS. In the SQL query, when you wanted to find the totals, is what you select sum of sales from the table name where quantity is greater than 10 and the location equal to Hyderabad, right? You write the filter there also. If you write like this, what will happen in your query? Quantity is greater than 10 and location equal to Hyderabad. What will happen? It goes to the 100 million records. It goes and finds out which all transactions we made with the quantities greater than 10. And then it finds out the Hyderabad. Is this the correct way of doing it? Guys, simple. I'll give you 10 papers, right? One paper, 10 full-scale paper. Each paper they've written, the entire page they've written the transaction, right? Invoice number 100. So quantity is, 20 and sales is 200. And again, quantity is 10 and 5 and something like that. And that first paper is related to Chennai, second paper is related to Hyderabad, third paper is related to some other city, okay? And, the Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, right? So first thing, what you do? Simple common sense, what you do? So what you do? Simple common, you tell me what you do. 10 paper I've given you. I want you to find out the total units sold greater than 10 in Hyderabad only. What you do? Yes, you are correct. Shraddha, you are correct. How about others? See, others, if you don't respond in the status call, you are in deep trouble. Americans, they don't like people keeping mum, right? So when they ask questions, you need to proactive and explain them. So what you do in simple term? No, madam, facts. What do you mean? It's all facts, right? It is not coming out clearly. Don't say facts first. Only two questions, people answered correctly. See, both of them are facts first. What do you mean by facts? So, don't make blanket statement. You tell me, we have two filter condition. Which one? You take the paper, yeah, paper story. So you go and find out all the papers where the quantity is greater than 10, all the 10 papers. What you do? Guys, I'll write it on your time. I think you're not, you're sleeping. Most of you are. See, you have something like this. Chennai paper, I have given you in hand. I have given you four, three or four. Let's say, for example, four papers, right? And then here I have given you Hyderabad. And let's invoice number 100, 101, and 201, 301, something like that. Okay, here the quantity is 5, 6, 8, 12, and here the quantity is 10, 12, 22. Quantity is Hyderabad also quantity. So you go and find out the quantity where we sold more than 10 in all the papers. Do you like that? Do you do that? How do you do that? Yes, not quantity less than. Please wake up. Quantity greater than. I put greater than 10, right? First, what you do is simple comments. What you do. So you are a smart guy, right? You simply strike out these papers. You take the Hyderabad paper, and then you see. First, you filter the paper, right? First, you filter the city, right? Take on because the question is in Hyderabad, more than 10 units sold, you would just find out. Mahima, are you there or not? Right? So here the quantity is 22 and 12 and 8 and 5. What will happen? First, you go and this one will filter this table, this data, right? Of this entire data, only the first it will apply the filter on Hyderabad city, and then it goes and checks, say, only two values are greater than 10, right? But in this case, what did we do? How this work? How does this calculate function? Apply the filter. What is the priority? First, it applies this innermost filter, and then it applies this one. But is this the way we write the query? Your calculate query. If you write this, what will happen? It goes and find out all the cities greater than 10 quantity. Is this necessary? No, right? It takes a lot of time. Guys, you think in Chennai we have 20 million records. In Bangalore, you have 100 million records. In Delhi, you have 2 million records. In Hyderabad, you have 6 million records. So 10 to 30, and this is a real-time scenario I'm talking. Okay. Simply, if I explain like other trainings and I'll explain and simply I can skip it. Okay. So this is a real-time scenario. Performance tuning is very much important. Please concentrate here. Okay. And so this is common to everyone. Okay. So first it goes and filter, but whereas here, as per the rule of them, the innermost filter will get applied. It goes and filter all the the data, all the cities data, where the quantity is greater than 10, and then it finds out the total sales. And then it applies the Hyderabad. This is a stupid thing, right? So, this one should go here, and this one should come here. Okay, this one should come here. In the interview, they ask you, okay, what is calculate function? They will not ask you what is calculate function, what is the syntax. Okay, they'll ask you. Okay, they expect this one from you. What value that you added? This syntax everyone knows, right? You don't have to attend the training. You go to the manual or YouTube, a lot of things are, so you can, but end of the day, what value you can bring to, let's say if I put you in my project, and someone has written a DAX query like that, it takes a lot of time, the report to populate the data. A small change, right? If you make a small change, instead of putting this line here, if you put this line here, and if you put this line here, it makes a drastic difference. Do you all agree with me or not? First, when you put this one here, what will happen? Look here, this will not be there, and this one will come here, right? Fact says quantity. First, it filters the Hyderabad data. Within the Hyderabad data, it will find out the total quantity is greater than 10. Am I correct or not, right? So, it will evaluate the innermost filter first, and then outermost filter, and finally this one will get evaluated, the expression, okay? But here, the way I have written is not correct. First, I should have filtered with the Hyderabad, and then quantity is greater than 10. So in that case, the performance is good. So how about you guys? Are you able to understand or not? So all of you are able to understand or not? Still not able to understand. Few of you. Soundaya, you are correct. Okay. And Shraddha says you can skip this one. I understood. And Kavya says, sir, I understood. Please proceed further. So how about others? Mahima, are you there? Mahima or Naresh? Yeah, if you are clear, you say clear, right? So you're not going to lose anything. So, oh, you're traveling. Okay, okay, fine, fine. So how about Mahima? Mahima, you are there? Mahima, it seems, she's not there. Okay, fine. So you understood, right? Hyderabad, location keyword Hyderabad and quantity. So this is how we need to write it. You can tell them, right? So interview, yes, I know the value, what I involved in improving the query's performance. How did you improve this? So for example, right, so instead of using the filter Hyderabad, location keyword Hyderabad as the first one, right? So as the first filter, the views quantity is greater than 10, and then they were filtering the Hyderabad. So, it was scanning through all the data, all the entire data set to filter the quantities greater than 10, and then take out the Hyderabad, right? It was very slow. What we did, we have rewritten the task query in such a way. The innermost filter condition was location given Hyderabad. The outermost filter condition was quantity is greater than 10. After we rewrote this one, the performance is pretty faster. Okay. So that is how you need it. So better you can switch on the video here, start video, so that I can make sure that you're all concentrating here. So there is another scenario. Okay, now you understood with this example. The innermost filter will applied first, and then the outermost will get applied, right? And the next one is a different thing. Okay, the same query, same DAX query, I have written it here, but the last one is your all function. I have used something called all function. All function is a filter modification function. It will modify the filter modification function, all function. So in that case, if you find all function or all selected, all except, these are called your filter modification function. So what will happen is, first this one will get evaluated. Well, this one will get evaluated first. Which one? This one. The filter modification function will get evaluated first, and then this one will get evaluated, and then this one will get evaluated. So as per the rule of them, the innermost filter should get executed first. But since you have used the filter modification function all, this one will get evaluated first, and then this one will get evaluated, and then this one will get evaluated. First, this one will get evaluated. Okay, whenever you see all or all selected, okay. So, but in this case, like I said, right, so this one should be here, this line should be here, this line should be here. Got it? Okay, this one evaluate first, this is evaluation, this is evaluated last, right? So, but in this case, the filters, the all function will get evaluated first, and then the innermost will get evaluated next, and then the next one is the outermost will get evaluated, and finally, the expression will get evaluated. So the all function, that one will get evaluated first, and the filters will get evaluated next. But within this, the innermost will get evaluated, and then this one, and finally this one. Okay. So calculate processing order. This is what I explained you. Now, okay. Okay. Someone asked this question. Okay. United Kingdom and a double answer and sales. If you look at sum of sales, I want to find the sum of sales. Instead of using two different filters, can't I, you combine these two things in a single line? Yes, you can do. United Kingdom and quantity is greater than 10. What will happen in this case? Right? So in this case, we have only one filter context. Within that filter context, we combine the two filtering criteria here itself. And to check this kind of thing, we have something called logical query plan. And here you can see that first it filters the country equal to United Kingdom, and then it evaluates the sum of quantity. Okay, quantity is greater than 10. So here and then it does the sales W04 quantity. Look here, it's not sum, sales W04 quantity, right? Depend on calls. Okay, first so in this case also, right, smartly it filters by the country, and then it filters by the quantities greater than 10, right? So that is, so this kind of a, your Google map, GPS, how to reach out your destination, right? In that behind the scene, query plan will get executed, will get generated. So as per the query plan, the data will be retrieved from the data set. I told you we have something called X velocity, right? X velocity engine, if in the case of import mode, the X velocity engine, what it does is, it generates the query plan, right? And then that query plan will, the velocity engine, nothing but your formula engine. Formula engine will receive this DAX query, and then it generates a query plan. The query plan is nothing but like this. There will be something, okay? And then the output will be sent. So then that query plan will be sent to your storage engine. The storage engine will check whether it's an import or direct query. In the case of import mode, the X velocity engine will get started, and then the tabular data will get converted to columnar, and then it compress the data and load the data in memory. That is what is happening behind this, right? So, but here, instead of you combining these two conditions together, I have written as a country coordinate kingdom, comma, quantity is greater than. So what will happen in this case? Okay, even in this case also the same thing is happening. Okay. So where can I get this query plan? We have something called DAX Studio. DAX Studio is very much helpful. But if at the time of interview, if you tell them, so did you do any performance tuning? Yes, I did performance tuning. We have used something called DAX Studio. So with the help of DAX Studio, we're able to understand how that query plan. So we will just with the help of the DAX Studio, we are able to find out the query plan. By looking at the query plan, we are able to understand, right, which filter get evaluated first, which filters get evaluated next, and accordingly, what we do is we have rewritten the query. We made sure that we are applying the right filter context to the data set. Okay, so what is the one that I was seeing it? This is the evening batch. So look here, I have started the DAX Studio. DAX Studio is a open source. You can go ahead and download it from the internet. You don't have to pay any money. Very, it's a open source. Okay. So once you install it, the installation is very simple. Download and install it. It will not take more than 5 minutes. Okay. Install it. It's open source. And once you start that, it will ask some tabular server. We are not using tabular server, PBI, Power BI. You click on this one. Okay. And then you can see something like this. So these are I have opened multiple report file. Click on the drop down. Look here, this is the one I'm working on it currently. And then you can click on connect so that my DAX Studio will connect to this report file. It will bring all the content of that report file into my DAX Studio. Look here. So I'm explaining everything the real time. Okay, this is a real time thing. You should be aware of it. Okay. And this is the dim look. Look here, we have dim location. All the tables, what are the tables that I have used it here, right? So all these tables now are available here. And then the data is also available. So only thing is you need to execute the query, whatever the query that you wanted. That's the same thing, right? You can go ahead and execute it and see how it. So that one we will see it later, how to execute the query via DAX Studio. And guys, remember one thing. And here in the DAX Studio, you will find something called query plan. If you click on the query plan and server timings, it will show you how much time. It will show you the query plan, something like the logical query plan, physical query plan. And also it will display the time, how much this query takes to execute. Okay. Like I said, you put first the quantity is greater than 10 and then country equal to United Kingdom. You execute that and then see the timing here. Okay. You click on this server timings, note it down. Okay. Let's say if it takes 20 minutes, note it down and then you rewrite the query. So in that case, what you do is you put this quantity greater than 10 and then country equal to United Kingdom, rewrite the query and then you execute it. And again, you check the query plan and then timing, how much time it takes. If it takes less than 5 seconds, you can see a drastic improvement in your query, right? Instead of 20 minutes or right, it gets executed in 20 seconds. I save a lot of time. You can say it this way, okay? Simple example, you'll tell, they're able to understand, okay, but it's all advanced concept. They'll be, they will consider as an asset, okay? Okay, creating calculated columns and measures. Okay, so before we jump in here, we will just play around with the calculate function in the Power BI desktop. See here, I'm going to click on this card visual. It got displayed here. And if you expand the sales fact and sales amount, if I drop it, what will happen? It gives me the totals, a single value, right? Because the sales amount is a numerical column. Next to that, we can see the sigma notation. The default aggregation function is sum. So hence we are getting only one value, fine. So if you want the total sales, you just drag and drop this, or similarly quantity, okay? So next what I do is I'm going to click on the same card visual, one more card visual. I just resize it. Instead of doing that way, right, you can just simply copy this, Control C, Control V, and then what? So that, the same height, whatever you use it, same height width, the same thing, you'll get it here. Again, you don't have to resize it, okay? Instead of sales amount here, what I am going to do is I'm going to use something called total sales, okay? To measure. I think I've already written it here. Total sales. Yeah, why it is giving error here? Okay, here not the sales W04. We are using sales fact, right? Sales fact. Sorry, sales fact. Here the sales amount. Press enter. And here what I do is I'll share this report file. Don't worry. Okay, you can also pack. Now the error went off. Now I just drop the sales amount. No, no, it's not drop. I just drop it again. So both of them gives me. So in this case, instead of dragging and dropping the sales column, I have used the sum function explicitly to find out the total sales, my sales amount column, and then that that value, that is nothing but my measure name, total sales. And then I just drop this total sales. Both of them are same, right? Next, what I do is I just copy paste this one. And I'm going to remove this column. This time I'm trying something different. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another measure. Okay. So here what I do is listen very carefully, modeling. If you listen very carefully, you don't have to break your head. Look here, new measure. I'm going to use a sumx function. Sumx, the table name is sales fact, comma. The sumx is an iterator function, hence you need to specify the first argument of the table, or you can use a filter function. Here the expression is, for example, quantity into price. Do you have price here? Yeah, okay. The price, it's a list price. List price is nothing but your sale price. Okay. And then I just use this one. So what it does is the sumx function. See, you can do the row, you can perform row context even using a measure. So row context, when will happen? When will happen the row context? I taught you in the previous session, right? When will happen the row context? What is calculated column? Yes, you are correct, right? Three of them answered it correctly. That means you are interview ready. So what is row context? When will that happen? So when you create a new column in the data view, right? Go to the data view. I want to use the same thing, quantity into sales or list price. Sorry, quantity to list price. List price is nothing but your selling price, right? Selling price into quantity, that will give you the sales amount, right? So when you create that column in the data view, that is nothing but your calculated column. In that case, it will go each and every row and pick up the quantity list price and then multiply it, and it will it will return the sales value for each row, right? That is row contest. So it will evaluate the expression one row at a time in the case of calculated column. But same thing, you can, using the iterating function, sumx or something else, you can do the same thing. Okay, you can iterate the rows one at a time. But in this case, I'm using the same function in the measure. So instead of using calculated column, with the measure also, because I told you, we in general we use measure for aggregation. Yes, the sumx does the aggregation, but still, yeah, look here, total no error. I just drop it here. Okay, total sales sum X. If I drop it here, the same thing, whatever you did, right? So all three of them give. So here, even in this case, what happens? Even though the sum X is an iterating function, that I can use it in my measure. In this case, what happens? It does the row contest. Row by row, it goes and picks up each and every row's quantity, and it takes the product with list price, and that is nothing but my sales. And then it does the total sales on the entire data set. Okay, so that is what we are getting it. So this is another way of getting the same output, but this is expensive, right? Each and every row it goes and iterates, and then right. So but still that is possible using, you can use, you can perform row context even in the case of measure. Not only calculate column, you can do the, okay, you can do the row context even here also using iterating function. Also we can do the row context. Simple here. If I create a new column in my data view, if I go here, if I create a new column here, okay, in that column, calculator column. So look here, measure tools, table tools. We click on it, you have to find the new column. If I click on the new column, and if I multiply the same thing, the quantity into the list price, and let's say that's the total, sales amount, right? If that sales amount column will get created, so that new column, the sales amount is nothing but my calculated column. The calculated column, how it works, row count. It goes each and every row. It has the row by row context, right? So the same thing using some X also you can do it. So I'll just show you here also. I think most of you are not concentrating here. See the sales amount column is there, right? Here what I do is I use the simple list price. Mhm. What I will do is I delete this one. One second. Why delete is not available here? Error, error, error. Okay, I just click on the table tool here and the new column. You'll better create a new column. Column 2. Only so now I say gross sales. Okay. This is a calculator column. And here I just say quantity. Okay, you cannot use quantity is possible, right? Okay, okay. I have selected this table. That's why that confusion. Okay, and where is the sales fact table? Yeah, you need to select the sales fact table. I am using something else. So this is a calculate table, right? So make sure that you are selecting the table first and then you are adding the column. Okay. I was under the impression the first table was the sales fact table. This is sales fact table. Okay. I have selected the sales fact table. And here what it sales amount already it is there. If I click on it, and where is that? Yeah, it's not displaying sometime. Yeah, look here. It is doing that. Yeah, the sales amount. Okay, the sales amount is already there. So what we'll do is we'll create another column. Okay, and here table tools. Click new column. Sales pack quantity into list price. Directly you can give. You don't have to use sum x function. If you do it, what will happen is this is your calculator. Your new column called gross sales will get created. It's a calculator column. This expression will get evaluated row by row. This is called row calculation, right? Row context. Row by row, it will get evaluated. Instead of doing this way, I can use a measure also, like I have shown you here. The same thing, instead of using coordinate in this price, but here in the case of measure, we have to use sum x function. It's an iterating function. The calculated column also does the row context. The iterating function also it does the row context. That is what I have demonstrated. So I'm going to click on the another visual called this one, the chord visual. And here what we will do is, yeah, here I'm going to create another measure. Simply, I'm going to create a new measure called calculate function. Total sales calculate function, okay? Calculate. So I did not specify the filter one, filter two, and all. It is not necessary. It's not a mandatory, right? Just specify sales amount, sum of sales amount inside the calculate, and then drag and drop this one here. Okay, total sales. Go and search it here. Total sales calculated fund, right? You just drag and drop this here. All the four of them gives the same answer. All the four of them are giving the same thing. Yeah. First understand this one. Quick measure, we'll see it later. Probably you can explore it in the net. Okay. So certain things you need to go out of the box, and quick measure, we'll see it later. Okay. So all the four of them are giving the same output here. Okay. Got it? All four of them. So yeah, right. So this is my iterating function. I used it. Rather, I can use the direct way of doing it. See why I have given you, right? Sometimes they may ask you, so how you can arrive the total sales? What are the different ways that you can use? So right, this is your implicit measure. This is your explicit measure. This is also your explicit measure. This is also explicit measure. But in this case, I've used the sum x function, the iterating function, using which we are doing the row by row, right? So row context. Then we are doing like this. Okay. And then we have something else called quick measure, using which also you can find out that we'll see it later. Okay. That's a simple way of doing it. By guys, don't think all the time with quick measure will save a lot of time. You don't have to, but most of if you understand the fundas, right, explicitly how to do that is really good, helpful. Okay. So now we will move on with understanding the calculate function. What I will do is I will just click on the matrix here, visual. The matrix visual, what I'll do is I'll just I drop the category here and in the category dimension table. Next one is I just go ahead and put the sales amount explicit measure. Okay, instead what we'll do is we'll use the total sales, right? So that is the measure. And here I just remove the sales amount. So as I told you, if you use the explicit measure, that is the best practice. Instead of using the implicit filter, sorry, implicit measure, you can always use the explicit measure like this total sales calculate function. Okay. So this is very important. Okay. And fine. The creating the explicit measure. That's the best practice. Okay. And next one is, yeah, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the slicer. I'm going to create a slicer. And then you drop the category here. Okay. And here what I do is if I select beverages and dry fruits, it shows only that one, right? Fine. And okay, so this is my slicer here. Okay, instead of this, I'm going to use a location name. Let us do one thing. I go to the location dimension table. I drop the location name here. Okay. So if I select Bangalore, in Bangalore, across all the category, how much total sales we made. Okay. For example, if I select Chennai, and Chennai, there are categories, right? We don't sell it. And Mumbai and Hyderabad, for example, Hyderabad, we sell in all the things, right? Each city, give me the sales breakdown by category, total sales breakdown by category. That is possible here, right? So fine. So now what I do is I'm going to create another measure. Let me see, calculate is there. Okay, I'm going to create another measure. So this report file needs a lot of cleaning. So I'm going to new measure. Sorry, why we can use the another measure, right? Total sales. The measure which I created already. Okay. Total sales calculate fund, right? No, why calculate fund? I used a mistake here. I did a mistake here. Total, look here, total sales, right? And here I just open this. Mistakenly I press enter. What was the name of the function that I used? Yeah, okay, this is sorry, this is not this one. I should have used total sales. And next one is BLR, right? So I have used the BLR. Okay, total sales in Bangalore. So before even I complete my thing, it got I pressed enter. Here, what I do is I'm going to say the city. What is the name of that one? Yeah, the location name table. Yeah, location name is equivalent to Bangalore, right? So Bangalore. So why it is displaying an error here? Double quote, right? They should allow both single and double quote, right? So because of this, it is slowing down our development activity, right? So I just dropped the total sales in Bangalore here. So what is happening here, guys? What is happening here? Look here, I just clear all the filter. So how do I clear the filter? Click on the eraser icon. So what is this one shows? What is this one shows? All the cities, all the locations put together, how much total sales we made in each country, where beverage is equal to 500. Find out the total sales, sum of sales in beverages category. That's all, right? All the that means all the location Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, all the locations put together, what is the total sales we achieved? Similarly, in dairy category, all the locations were put together, how much total sales we made, right? But here, along with that, so I can see my total sales in Bangalore alone here, right? So breakdown of sales. Sometimes what will happen is you show me the breakdown of total sales by each category, but at the same time, you give me the breakdown of the total sales we made in each category in Bangalore alone. Okay, did I select Bangalore here? No, right? Did I select Bangalore here? No, right? Nothing. But still it shows here. So with that, what you can understand, we have created a new filter condition using the calculate function here, right? In the calculate function, we have used the filter here, location name equal to Bangalore. What this calculate function does is, it obeys the external filter. Sorry, it is not obeying the external filter, right? For example, if I select Chennai, but it still shows the Bangalore sales breakdown. So what scenario can I display Bangalore here? So why should I display only Bangalore sales here, say, along the total sales? You might be asking this one. So if I select Chennai, look here, the total sales got changed, right? In beverages, nothing we did. Frozen foods, no sales. Dairy and dry fruits and personal care. Only these three categories we made sales is the total sales we made here, right? But in Bangalore, still it shows constantly. Irrespective of the location I selected, Bangalore sales is displayed here, right? It gives me the way. So in this case, the calculate function override the external filter. So you understood? So I have added a new filter context, but it overrides the external filter context. Still, it obeys the internal thing, right? Where dairy equal to total, where dairy equal to sorry, where category equal to dairy and city equal to Bangalore. What is the total? Location name equal to Bangalore. So for that two condition, what is the total sales? But whereas here, where category equal to dairy, you give me the total sales. Here, what we does is where category equal to dairy and location name equal to Bangalore. What is the total? It gives me, right? So now why should I display this one, sir, along with Chennai and other city? Why should the reason is, let's say my base location is Bangalore. We have started the business there. You want to compare all the time my base location sales with against my other location sales performance. So in that kind of scenario, is a real-time scenario, right? So you can use the calculate function. The calculate function, now you understood, calculate function override the existing filter context. So in this case, still it obeys the internal filters, but it is not obeying the external filter. It invalidates the external filter. It overrides the existing filter. You understand, right? It overrides the default filter context. What is the default filter context? So it should display only Bombay. See, Bombay, forget about Bombay, we don't do any sales. Okay, Chennai. This is my filter context now, but it is overriding the existing filter context Chennai. In this column, I will display only Bangalore related sales breakdown. Whatever you select here, I'm not going to obey that. I will simply still show only the Bangalore, no matter what you do in the filter, right? So that's all, guys. So the using calculate function, you can add a explicit filter context, and also it overrides. With that, you can override or you can override the existing filter context, right? Irrespective of the filter that comes from explicit, the external thing, right? It still shows only the filter that use your calculate function. So now you understood the effectiveness of using calculate function. Next one is the filter function, right? So instead of this one, total sales in Bangalore, so I'm going to use a filter function here, right? That's all. For example, I'm going to write another measure, modeling a new measure. So total sales in we have filter function, and here what it is you need to specify the table name first. Same thing, but you need to specify the thing, that's all. And if you put it here, it will filter. See this filter function will have only the Bangalore location related data in it, right? So in the Bangalore location, what is the total sales? So here total sales in instead of Bangalore, we'll use yeah, we will use the same thing. We will see the difference, okay? Sorry, here I put Hyderabad, right? The name is BLR. Sorry, not here. Yeah, here. BLR. But I use filter here, okay? This is the one, right? Yeah. Total session. So here, both of them gives me the same answer, right? So whether you use filter function or whether you use Boolean Boolean filter, right? So Boolean filter is equivalent to Bangalore. Either you can use this one or you can use it. But for example, if I use Chennai here, if I use Chennai, what happens? It is not showing anything. That is the difference. Initially, we tempted to think both of them are same. So if you don't apply any filter, we tempted to think both of them are same. Kirti, can you tell me what is the difference between these two? You attended my previous batch. You tell me what is the difference between these two. Don't tell me I did not teach, right? You need to practice it. I still believe that I taught this one. Because when you work with Americans, you cannot tell my trainer did not teach, right? You need to practice it on your own. You need to go extra mile here, right? So whatever we teach, we teach. You need to go extra mile and learn it. But we taught it already. You tell me what is why, So what is the difference between Boolean filter and table filter expression? See here, if I don't apply any filter, still shows the Bangalore related sales breakdown, right? Kirti, are you agree with me or not? The same thing is shown here. But this is a Boolean expression, this is a filter expression. But when I select Chennai, it still shows only the Chennai related, it shows Chennai related data here in the first column. Second column, still all the Bangalore related data it shows. Why it did not show here? I told you the filter function, right? Filter function is also an iterating function. It takes the first argument as the table name. It table filter expression, right? So this is a Boolean filter expression, table filter expression. So it filtered the table. It goes and checks, do I have Chennai data? Nothing is there, hence it is not showing anything here. It filtered the table itself using that condition. But it does the filter, but it evaluates the Boolean expression. Boolean expression true or false. Wherever true is there, goes and checks and it puts that is. But if I select Bangalore here, it gives me the filter because in the filter is nothing but a table, right? The filter function returns a table, but the table contains only the Bangalore related data. Within Bangalore, you give me the breakdown of the sales, it gives me that. But if I say, select anything other than Bangalore, the filter is not showing it because in that table, 0 records we have it. Right? We have 0 records in that because the table function filters the table data using the condition whatever you specify it. So that is the reason why it is not doing that, right? So you need to understand. But if I, clear this one, it will tempted you to think both of them are same. The Boolean filter expression and then filter table expression, both of them look similar. But only when you start apply the filter, you will get to know which one is what, which one is doing what. So understood the difference between these two, right? So table filter expression, and this is Boolean filter expression. So now we understood the difference between these two. So next one is the all function. All function we will continue later. So what you do is as of today, whatever I covered, you just go ahead and watch my video and practice it and go extra mile, go and search in the internet also, go and practice it, right? So next, what we'll see this upcoming weekend, once again, being a long weekend, right? Saturday and Sunday, because of New Year, right? So most of them are unavailable. Other batches also, right? They are not available. So what we'll do is followed by the next weekend, we are going to, so upcoming weekend, we are not going to work because of New Year, right? So we will continue follow the next weekend. So what we will do is this weekend, right? 2 sessions. In the subsequent weekend, weekday, one day, another weekday, one day we'll have it. Okay. So does that mean next week, weekday instead of weekend, can we have it? Yes. Probably what we'll do is we'll have it on next week, weekday, Wednesday, right? And then Wednesday and Saturday, Sunday, we'll have it. 5th and 6th, 3rd, 5, 6. That way I'm going to compensate, right? Is that okay? So that's how other members, because it's a new year, everybody has some sentiment, right? So you can take a break, long weekend, we will circle back on the 3rd January and 5th and 6th, we will continue as usual, okay? Or else what, yeah, we will continue that, okay? Fine. Okay. Any questions in today's session? Yeah, I'll share this Soundarya and Shraddha. I will copy. I will share this file. All of you take this file and practice it. Okay, and start practice it from interview point of view, right? So what